Welcome everyone. Thank you very much. Another interview by me, Kim Searle, Emotional Mastery. I'm speaking this morning with the lovely Mandi Martin, who I met last year sometime networking. And Mandi offers a PA service for small businesses. And I've spoken to a few people who deal with small businesses. For those of you who've seen a couple of my others, you'll notice that there's a theme going on for some of them when we're in the coronavirus. So today we'll be touching on Mandi's business, but also how businesses are coping generally. So welcome, Mandi. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's good to see you.
You too. Good morning, Kim.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, can you just explain to the viewers who are watching this what it is you do?
Well, we offer people their 25th hour in the day. So whether that's admin support, email management, social media support, and content writing and thinking of ideas for their businesses, it really ranges because everybody's needs are different within their business. So it's just helping and supporting them.
Wow, 25th hour in the day. I'm loving that. So that's
Absolutely.
a really good sale, isn't it?
Yeah.
Only 25th. What about 26th, 27th and 28th?
Well, if you need them more, if you need more, they're there.
Oh, excellent. No, I do love that. And sorry, did you say content writing? You do content writing as well?
Absolutely, yes. So depending on what your business is, we'll have a sit down and think about where you want to take business, what message you're trying to sell, that sort of thing. And we do the content writing and posting. Again, one less thing for you to have to think about when you're running your business, because at the end of the day, you want to focus on your clients. So yeah, it gives you a chance to do that.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I didn't realise that. Somehow okay, that's my stuff. I'm going to be talking about dehypnotizing people and today on a
Brilliant.
Facebook Live, because I believe we've all been programmed to be who we are today. And I'm just about to demonstrate some of that programming.
That's interesting.
It is. And years ago, I worked in a bank and we had secretaries, a typing pool, would you believe? And then obviously as time has gone on, things have changed and you've got PAs and VAs. And I've sort of, in my head, compartmentalized what they do, which is why I called it hello. It sounds like you do way more. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Because I don't know what I was thinking.
Well, as a PA, we can help you with absolutely anything. So with the content writing, if you are looking for ideas to put on social media, whether that's LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, whatever platform you use, we will look at your clients, we can engage with them, just build that relationship on your behalf. So that's the whole point of being a personal assistant, is that we really get to know you and your business, because anybody could pick it up and do it, but obviously we'd want to be talking like you would to your clients. So getting that sort of message and that feel across and really getting to know you and your business.
Oh, right, okay. So because I did ask this question to somebody the other day, so a PA is much more personal, probably face-to-face on site, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, we can do that, obviously not at the moment, things are slightly different, but yeah, I'm much more a personal assistant in the fact that I'd rather work with you than for you, if that makes sense.
Right.
A little bit of hand holding, because everybody needs that from time to time. But we are virtual, we are set up to work from home and pick work up and get on with it.
So how are you finding the current situation then? Has it been an easy transition for you? Or
well, because I've set up and working from home anyway, it's not too different. It's just that I'm not getting out to see people face to face. Obviously Zoom calls, but it's not quite the same. It's much nicer to meet people, and obviously not going networking, doing that online as well. So yeah, whilst we're all set up to go, it's not really a shock in that aspect. It's just the physical seeing people that you're missing out on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I know there's a lot of people who say to me, for what I do, you need to see them, don't you? well, I don't actually.
Yeah.
I can do it online. And I know there's a lot of people who much prefer the physical engagement.
Yes.
They can see the whites of your eyes, if you like. Well, you can see the whites of my eyes, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Because I think there is a sensory element to being with people, isn't there? And I think that's what many people who are dealing with their troubles, therapy and business need.
Yes.
They need to know somebody is physically there to support them.
Yes.
So I can get that. So what would you say is the biggest challenge that you're facing right now as a business owner? Because I'm hearing a lot, and in fact I've got to write an article, so it'll be
Oh,
helpful.
that's interesting. Yeah. Well, I would say that this is quite a challenge because I'm coming up for my first year of business. So that's been a challenge in itself. So I would say this is quite hard, but I think starting a business is probably the hardest, because it's all new. I've never had to run a business before, so it's all a learning curve. So I guess this is part of the whole bringing your business now, bringing your business up and starting from the beginning. But obviously nobody saw this coming. So yeah, between starting your business and this is probably on a par.
And let's be honest, it's not necessarily ever going to be the biggest thing, but it is a pretty big thing that most
Yes.
businesses, long established businesses, are struggling with. So from that perspective, you are not alone. I guess, really. Are you finding support from other businesses in terms of, how they're coping? I see there's
Yes.
loads of things on LinkedIn, about what you can do and whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. There's loads of people that I've made contacts with, like yourself, that it's nice just to chat, catch up. And because I'm part of a franchise, there's support from the franchise and franchisees that give us, just daily catch ups with them as well, see how they're doing. And it's nice to know that there are other people there if you've got a question or if you're having a wobble, because understandably everyone's on a roller coaster as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Other people.
Fantastic. And I must admit that I think I said before this call, there's one tonight, and I was like, oh, I'm just finishing off a meeting, and then there's another one immediately after. And then I thought, do you know what? Just need to go. Yes, I'll go. Because you just don't know who you're going to meet still, do you? And
No.
one bit of advice that can help. So,
Yes.
So obviously, I think I've been seeing your hints and tips that you've been sending out, haven't you, on LinkedIn. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, and maybe your top 3 for people at this time?
Oh, that's a good question. So there are so many hints and tips, from working from home or your admin or anything like that. But at the moment, I would say probably to structure your day, so have a good timetable, know what you want to do and what you want to complete, and just if you're doing social media, have an idea for the month of what you want to get out. Obviously, things have changed over the last couple of weeks with this coronavirus, and things are changing daily.
Yeah.
But generally, if you have an idea what you want to do for that month, try and think ahead, and obviously stay off the news and that sort of thing for quite some time. Check in if you want to, half an hour a day, get your updates then, because if you sit there looking at it all day, you are going to panic and worry about things that you really don't need to, and then that's wasting your time and your emotions as well.
Yeah, and I think it's worth mentioning here, from my perspective, that the news, they're only ever going to be the sensational part of the news, not the generic stuff. And I don't know how we've got into this trap, if you like, that we report on the really extremes of society and not the bulk.
Yes.
The bulk aren't really interesting news, are they?
So no, but it would be nice to focus on some positive news, because everything you see is negative at the moment, and it does bring people down.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And from a psychology point of view, because the brain doesn't know what it's hearing, whether it's true or not. It's just information. And when it goes in, the brain is then saying, oh, what do I do with this information? And it'll use your past. So if you're set up for worry and anxiety, guess what will happen?
Yes.
More of it. So your brain is
processing
and getting more and more worried. So stop it. Put the Sound of Music on or something.
I haven't seen that for years. That's a good show, actually.
or something funny. Go on to
Yes,
YouTube. There's loads
yeah,
of comedians
absolutely.
who've got things online, and there's one lady I can't remember what her name is. She's awesome. If I can find it, I'll let you know. But
Yes, please.
she's really clean, and she talks about her life from when she used to be in basketball league or something. She was,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so very good.
Oh, yes, yeah, totally agree with that.
Yeah,
Look at funny clips and things like that just to lighten the mood.
exactly. So it's all out there. We've just got to find it.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you do a lot of advice generally, don't you? I know you're posting regularly on LinkedIn, and are you on
Yeah.
Facebook as well?
I'm on all the platforms you can think of. So yes, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Instagram and Twitter.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
Again, because I've got some clients that are on those platforms as well, so it's nice to understand those platforms myself before I go and offer services. So yeah, literally cover everything.
Brilliant. So you get training on all those then?
It did, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Although a lot of it is pretty self-sufficient. It's just having the time to do it, and again to think of the content writing. So
Yeah. Oh, I've got to ask you. Do you have a PA?
no, but I have thought about it a few times. I can't wait to get my own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's work for you. So, do you offer? I'm guessing we've talked about it, but offering support online, is that something that you will continue doing afterwards? Do you think?
Well, because we're set up ready to work online, absolutely. Some people prefer it, so we do. Um, More than happy to help people if they'd rather jump on a Zoom call and have a quick chat about how to set things up or how to work from home, because a lot of people are finding that this is a whole new world and they've never had to do it. Some people don't like it. So yeah, happy to help people online, on the phone, whatever they need.
Brilliant. And I know when I set it out 18 months ago in a bigger way, I was very keen to work online. And as a new business, I was listening to all the advice I was getting. Listen to it, but you don't have to take it on. And a lot of people were saying, oh, you need to be, people need to see you and meet you. And I'm sure that's true to a degree, but actually, funnily enough, ta-da.
Yeah. Look at where we are now, yeah.
So it works beautifully for me, but I know it's not great for everybody. So at least that way, I guess going forward, after you've had your initial meeting, I know a lot of people like their initial meeting to be in person, but are then happy to go online. So I guess from your perspective, that will work really, really well.
Yes, yeah, and quite often that's what we do. But I do generally like to meet people and still see them regularly and see my clients, make sure they're okay. Because often when you meet them face to face, you sometimes think of things that you hadn't, or something crops up, or you see something, you think, oh, actually, that's a really good idea. We'll go with that. Yeah. So yes, face to face does definitely help.
Perfect. So obviously, we know what you do as your work life. How are you managing this work life with your home life? Because I know you've got children as well, haven't you?
I do, yes. Well, my husband's here as well, so that could be 3 kids if you like. But yeah, no, we're all managing all right. We're just taking each day as it comes at the moment. The school have been very supportive as well in the fact that they are giving us activities and tasks to entertain the kids. So it's just coming up with ideas to keep them busy as well, because the minute they start thinking about things as well. And if they've seen the news, as we said, it's trying to process that. So yeah, in between working, I'm spending as much time as I can with the kids and husband. Or out in the garden, or as we did at the weekend, we were painting. So yeah, there's lots to do and lots to keep us busy.
It's funny, isn't it? I was, who was I talking to? And it was my mum, bless her. She's used to being out as often as possible, and of course, being the age she is, over 70, she's not allowed out. She said she's bored.
Yeah.
Because she, it's the things I'm suggesting aren't really what she wants to do, and she's struggling a little, and I'm sure she's not the only one. So for those of you out there who are bored, you might just need to put away your preconceived ideas of what you want to be doing versus what you could be doing.
Yes, exactly.
It's being a little bit more open to others, and it's easier said than done. I get that. So mum's not heard a word. It's deaf ears. I need to see what a deaf ear looks like, because a deaf ear with a hearing aid out, perhaps. I think that
maybe. Love that.
Yeah, but have you noticed some people who do have hearing aids play with it a little bit, so
I
they
think so.
pretend they can't hear you. Yeah,
Yes, very
they
clever.
can, because their face changes when you say something.
Yeah, selective hearing, and I think the kids have got that as well, actually.
Oh, they start early.
They do. Yeah.
Bless them. Oh, brilliant. So I think I'm going to spring one of my own questions that I've just had pop into my head. If there was one thing that we've not covered, but you think would be really useful or interesting to our viewers today, what might that be?
Oh, that's a good question.
Something we've probably not covered.
Oh, you've put me on the spot. I don't really know, to be honest. I think
Okay. Well, I'll chat a bit more and then you'll come up
I
with
was just
something.
going to say, you know, as I said earlier, just at the moment, take one day as each day as it comes. You can't really plan too far ahead at the moment, as the news is changing daily and everything's changing hourly. So I would just say, you know, take things as they come, process it slowly. Yeah, and yeah, just one step at a time,
Perfect.
slow and steady.
Well done for answering that question. I did spring that on the on the interviewee yesterday, and he looked at me and he said, "Yeah, I don't know how to answer that. Don't worry. Let me chat to you. You will know by the end of the time I finish nattering." And he did. He came up with something. I can't remember what it was.
Brilliant.
Sometimes when you're asked a question, and here's a little tip for you if ever you are, you know, just to say it again in your head so that it gives you pause, because your unconscious doesn't like an unanswered question. So I'll come back to
Absolutely.
that. So, you know, just say, well, let's just come back to that. Or repeat
Good
the
shout.
question, and it
Yeah.
just creates a pause in there. So just helps. I apologise. I just thought I'd ask that question. So how do
No
people
problem.
get hold of you, lovely?
So for me, I am on Facebook. Well, as we said, I'm on all the different platforms. So you can find me on Facebook. It's Pink Spaghetti PA Services Basingstoke, or LinkedIn is Mandi Martin, or Instagram, which is Pink Spag Mandy, and same for Twitter. So yeah, I'm on anywhere, but it's Mandi Martin at Pink Spaghetti.
Lovely. And what's your website? Do you have a website?
And the website is Pink Spaghetti as well.
Okay, so
So yeah,
that's fairly straightforward. And then
yeah.
I guess if they want to find you, there's a list of.
There's easy to find. Yeah.
Brilliant. Awesome. Well, look, thank you so much,
Thank
Mandy,
you.
for taking the time to be interviewed today, and really appreciate it. And viewers, thank you for tuning into this one. I know some of them, the ones I've done, have got lots of viewings, and others I just need to push them out a little bit more. So please do like below if you enjoyed this video, or get in touch with Mandy if you're interested in her services. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you, Mandy.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.